Fun times. This weekend starts the unofficial start of the tax season, and there are a couple of things you need to do to get those taxes into the IRS. So here to talk about it with us is H&R Block President and CEO Bill Cobb. Thanks for being here with us again, sir.
Thanks for having me, Vlad.
We have you every year. So listen, politics aside, there's a presidential debate tonight. Have you heard anything from any of the presidential candidates running that would significantly alter the way we file our taxes should one of these guys get elected, or women?
Well, you know, it's one of those years where there's a lot of rhetoric. I don't follow the bouncing ball, frankly. We have a tax season to execute. We're focused right now on getting the maximum refund for everybody. We call it refund season. So there are a variety of proposals. Anybody who gets elected will have to work with 535 members of Congress. So we wait until we see what happens, and then we'll adapt from there.
A lot of people, or some people, make it hit with what's called the alternative minimum tax, AMT. Who could be facing that threat? And are there ways that people can legally avoid getting hit with that tax?
It's tough because this tax was developed years ago for wealthy people who felt that the government felt we're not paying enough tax. So unfortunately, it was never indexed for inflation. So if you make more than $83,000 as a married couple filing jointly, or $53,000 as an individual, you are subject to the alternative minimum tax. And what that means is you have to do your taxes twice, in effect. And what you have to do on the second way, the alternative way, is you're not allowed to take your standard deductions. You have to add that back into your income. You have to add back in, you know, if you deduct state and local income tax, real estate taxes, et cetera. It's really a very odd approach that's been in place for a long time, but it was made permanent by Congress a few years ago, so we're living with this.
Bill, the IRS says that they expect this year that tax fraud will be at an all-time high. What makes this year in particular so different than others?
This has exploded, Vlad, over the last few years, and what's happened is the IRS, effectively, you file taxes with very simply name, date of birth, social security number. And with those available on the dark net, fraudsters, organized crime, organized countries are going in and stealing identities and filing in the online channel, basically taking any one of our identities and dummying up a W-2, dummying up a 1099 brokerage statement or bank statement, and looking to get a refund from, it could be the IRS or state departments of revenue. We have come together as an industry to try to fight this. We're strengthening passwords. We're trying to get multi-factor authentication, so when you come in, it's a digital problem. But we are trying to work together as an industry with the IRS to try to make sure it's not as bad as it looks like it could be for this year.
What happened last year with the delayed in returns? The IRS sort of experienced that hiccup, that snafu. Can we expect the same thing again this year, or have they put into place some measures that will alleviate that?
They believe they've put the measures in place. We're starting on time, effectively. Next Tuesday, electronic filing opens, which is the Tuesday after Martin Luther King holiday, which is when they like to start. Looks like the systems are ready to go, so it should be okay to go. But you can come into a block office right now, and we'll get your taxes done.
All right, and we should remind everyone that taxes are due April 18th on a Monday.
Except in Maine and Massachusetts, where it's Patriots Day on the 18th, it's April 19th.
Oh, good to know.
That's good to know.
All right, Bill Cobb, thank you so much for joining
Thanks,
us.
girl.
We appreciate it.
Okay.